G'day everyone, welcome back. Good morning. It is day 3 of seeding today, and today's going to be a big one because hopefully we might start a little bit of night shift tonight. So yes, we're going to give night shift a go. Chris was on here all of yesterday and he's going to be starting. I'm just down here just to assist, but he's going to be down here and he's going to start up and he's going to get going. He's going to go to about 10 o'clock, maybe pull him up at 9. I'll see how I go. And then after that, I'm going to teach Jesse. So Jesse and I will be on here. Now, I won't be in there for as long as I was with Chris because we're just going up and back here. It's just straight up and back. There's no round and round. So Jesse's going to get the hang of the bar pretty quick because it's pretty simple when you're just going up and down. It's when we get into new paddocks, the guys having to shift, change paddock, make sure products are selected correctly, VR maps are up. All that is where it gets a bit difficult. And then doing your outside laps for the first time is also, it's a bit of a challenge because you're trying to gauge your depth perception with 80 feet. So yeah, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. Now you might be able to see the bar is a little bit wet. So we've had, maybe a mil of rain. So it's actually going to be a good test to see how this thing goes through stubble that's moist, and it'll give me a good idea of how it's going to go tonight for Chris when it is when it's at night time, because night time obviously it gets a bit cooler. We typically get the sea breeze, so we get moisture, and it all gets a bit damp. We've also got, fingers crossed, and I'll put it up now, rain predicted for next week. So that rain was there yesterday and it's still there today. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that means we're going to get some rain. Yesterday we were predicted for, I think, let's just say it was 1 to 10 mils. We didn't get anything. It was actually quite wild. So here it was 30 degrees and sunny, and then I'm getting Snapchats from guys that are about 20 k's to the northeast, and they were getting just absolutely pissed on with rain. So yeah, our east of town got like 20-30 mils yesterday. So I'm hoping we get that next week with maybe 1,000 hectares of canola in would be nice, but we'll see. First night of night shift tonight, we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping it goes smoothly. I don't expect Chris to do the whole night because it's the first night. So yeah, we're going to learn how well we're going to be able to fill this. I'm worried about the liquid not lasting through the night. I'm just not too sure, but we're going to figure this out, and we're just going to have to make a plan so we can make sure we can go 24 hours. Gotta love Starlink and the remote display access, because he's having issue with his liquid system. It's going all right now. He was telling me that his liquid system was reading too low, so we're about to change some settings, and I couldn't. Yep, I just see that. It's fluctuating a little bit, but we'll see how it goes, and we might just leave it for now. Anyway, so this way I can at least tell him how to get through and walk him through it. On how to change things. So very handy having this, especially if I'm at the shed or Hatton's or home or something. I can just remote display access in, and it's very nice. Something obviously I haven't had with the last seeder, because we had that with an X35. But so far the stubble's flowing quite nice. We've had it's going into row sowing, so I'm keen to see how it goes when he turns around, because when he turns around it might be a different story, but because he might hit the run. But yeah, we'll just keep driving along, see how it goes. Stubble seems to be flowing pretty well. It's catching a little bit on the right hand side for some reason, but not the left. But it's just balling a little bit and then it just rolls out, which is bloody nice. You can see when we get on this side, it's falling a little bit up here. The only thing I can think is maybe the header, this header was cutting a bit funny, but when you look at it, I mean, it's making a little bit of a mess of the stubble, but it's flowing through, which is nice. So if this was with the bore go, what would happen is that front bit of stubble, which gets collected, would just bunch up, ball, get stuck in there, and then, yeah, I reckon he would have turned out by now. Looking at how this looks here, the Borgo would have caught that and it would all be pulling up. So I'm very glad to see that it's doing that. But I thought, while I'm here, got the trusty paint scraper, and we'll have a look for some seeds, just to keep confirming that one seed is coming out of this bar, which obviously it is, because when you do your you know, you've got those, every single pipe has got a blockage monitor on, so you know that stuff is coming out. But two, just so I can confirm my depth. Could take me a while to find some. I didn't find one. I'll keep looking and I'll show you guys. Cereals is so much easier. It's just bang, there it is. Whereas obviously canola, such a small little seed, very hard to find. You see that little purple bead just there? That's my seed. And look, I reckon that's perfect height for canola. Any deeper than that, she struggles to, you know, it's a tiny seed. They don't have a lot of energy, so they can't do, can't come up from deep. Whereas with barley and wheat, you know, it's a big plump seed, so you know you can get quite a long coleoptile as it's trying to come through and grow. But that, I reckon, is perfect. And I reckon I might leave Chris to it. I need to go up and I need to go and look at my flexi truck. Actually, I'll show you guys what's going on with that. And I'm going to try and sort the Starlink out better on my ute. I want to cut some wires and wire it up to the battery, so I need to do that. So let's go do that. The Starlink I'm going to mount up on top of the toolbox just there, like I did during harvest. And what I did was I just ran the cord out the back here to my Anderson plug, but I want to do it a bit more permanent, so I'm going to put it up there, and then hopefully I can just put a switch in here to turn it on and off. I'm going to wire it directly to the battery, so I've got yeah, Starlink out the back, because at the moment it's on my dash and I'm not a fan of that. Anyway, I've got an issue here too. The old see, that one works, that one doesn't. Now that's not a Norwood issue, that's the guys putting stuff back in my trundle door there wrong, and something has slid underneath it and I cannot get it open now. So what I am going to do, and I might do it after I show you guys this, is I'm going to go down there and I'm going to do a few donuts going the other way, and hopefully I can sling whatever is underneath that out, because at the moment I can't access that drawer, and I don't know how I'm going to access that drawer if I can't, if that doesn't work. I'll have to give Norwell a call and see if they got a trick for me to, I don't know, pop the key barrel out or something, and then you can access it, or who knows. We'll figure it out. It'll be a mission for today. Right, what's going on with this truck? Two things. Now, you guys have commented on it, saying that this needs a one-way valve in there, and you're right, it does. And I never got around to doing it, but I'm gonna well, once I finish talking to you, I'm going to send Dad a photo of what we need. He's coming out to have a look at the bar. This truck, like I mentioned before, so there's that air tank underneath the tray there. That's the supply for the trailer, but it doesn't supply air until you've got both the brake off, handbrake off in there, and the air supply button off in there as well. And yeah, the guys have been forgetting to turn the air supply on. On, so that it's supplying air back here. And then what's happening is when we're going to fill up and we're going to go blast air through, guys are going to turn that on, and then nothing happens. So then it's giving the chance of FlexiAir going back in there. Now, it's all right when I'm the one standing there and I went, oh no, it didn't work, and I went to go and turn the button on. I come back, even I said it hasn't got air, and one of the guys had sat there, turned it back on and walked back over there going, oh, I can't see or hear any air coming out. And so I don't know how much FlexiAir went back into that air tank there, but I'm assuming not a lot. But anyway, I'm going to get a one-way valve put in here because obviously we need it. Now, the next one, as you guys can see, it looks absolutely disgraceful down here. The FlexiAir is leaking through everything. Yeah, very disappointed. One with these fittings, these parallel threads. Yeah, I told them it was for FlexiAir, and that's what they gave me, and then we had the issue with the water, so then I gummed it up with the Sikaflex, which I thought would work, but it's just pushed through that. And then it's even doing it, I don't want to get my fingers all over it, but see how that's got a metal like seal lip there? It's even coming out underneath that, which it shouldn't be. And yeah, I'm not, basically I'm screwed now. This is just what it's going to be for seeding. It's just going to be dripping. And then next year I'm going to take all this off. I don't know if you can get banjo fittings that go direct from pump. I'm sure you can, but yeah, we'll switch that bottom bit there to banjo fittings, and we'll clean it all up properly, and yeah, we'll do it that way. I did do a few circles, and I did brake as hard as I could to try and move anything out from underneath the latch, and it didn't work. So I called Dion from Norworld, and we had a bit of a chat about it, and basically it's impossible to get into these things, as they should be. You know, they use these things, those trundle drawers are used for like gun safes, things like that when people are transporting. So yeah, they're basically impenetrable, and you got to take it to Perth. It's a whole lot of work for them to try and get into it. Anyway, he said, oh look, first let's just try, oh hang on, I've got some ducks on my thing. He said, anyway, let's just try, get the key and just unlock it, see if the pin flicks over. And it didn't, and then I went the other way and it unlocked. So what can happen is things can hit the pin on the inside there and it locks the mechanism. So yeah, it locked it. But that's all right because it's open now and I can get in there. Now I was coming down here to turn the solar pump on, and it is already on. Henry's beat me to it, but it says low power, probably because that. I was just making sure that that was on so that we're filling the tank up at the shed there, because Henry is obviously out and spraying, and we're starting to go from this tank here. And yeah, we got a nice bit of water in there at the moment. Obviously we'd love a lot more. That's still dangerously low, but yeah, that's better than nothing. So we'll go back to the shed. I'm going to start tinkering with Starlink, and we will go. I don't know when we'll fill. That might, yeah, I'll work that out. I'm not sure when we're going to fill. It might be, we might do a fill when we go and do a shift change. So we're going to do that at 10 when Jesse's going to jump on and Chris is going to knock off. Yeah, we might do it about then. So the Starlink minis, so the Starlink travels, whatever you want to call them, they hang on, they operate off, I think it's 9, 12, 24, and then obviously 240 volts. So this is obviously 12. The house is obviously 240, and then that's what you've got that big adapter for it, necks it down so it goes only to the 12 volts or whatever. I currently have it well, not at the moment, but it was up there on my cigarette plug. And actually the nice thing about the Ram is that cigarette plug at the top there is live all the time. So when you're just sitting around, working on the bar with this off, it's live all the time. The only thing I don't like is it's sitting up the top there and it moves around, everything like that. And I'm going to be putting a tablet up there. So this is my Anderson plug one, which I was just going in the back here like that. And then I was also using this on the caravan when we're camping. What I'm going to do is get the magnet mount, put it up there, and then I'm going to put a switch just at the front here so I can turn it off and on at night. Otherwise I will drain my battery because I've only got a single battery. And then it means I can get that out there because I've got the mag mount just there. And I'm going to get the tablet. I'm going to put the tablet up on my window because I'll pull it up now. We're using AgScan. So AgScan, the guys had it going in Harvest. Now they're a new startup, and credit to them. They originally they were just a design of going to do skip rowing to maximise efficiency in the paddock. You'd put in your run line in your paddock, and then it would tell you the best way to do a skip row to maximise your time as you're going across, which I think is fantastic. Like, we would use that now because we're skip rowing. Anyway, people kept asking, because he had sort of like a mapping feature, but it wasn't like AgriTrack, but people kept asking, hey, is this AgriTrack? Like, is this the new AgriTrack? Can you do location exactly like what we used to do on AgriTrack? Because it's a big hole that us farmers, we were missing ever since we had AgriTrack, and then it unfortunately went bust. It's a big hole that we've missed. Now he flipped his business, and he goes, "Yep, look, no, we can do that." Now at harvest time, it wasn't overly good. We we tried to use it, but we couldn't use it. It just wasn't working. We couldn't get people logging in and signal. It's because it's web based at the moment. It's not app based. So the signal, we had a very big issue with that. So it wasn't working in that regard. But Ryan, told him honestly, and he said, no, they're working on it, and it's much better. And the guys are just so proactive. So full on credit to them. Anyway, let's see if I can do this a bit better. So this is AgScan. So you can see that's the bar there, and off he goes. And those are all the points that Henry put for rocks last year at harvest time. So his was working, others weren't. Actually, anyway. That's me there, and hopefully Henry, yep, there we go. Problem is we've got all the headers that you can see where the headers last were. Anyway, Henry's out there spraying. Don't know if I can click on him and see if it's got a speed or not. No, anyway. So this button here, that does our paint. So if I was to log on to Henry's one, we'd see paint. Then up here we can measure things, we can put posts. This, I believe, there you go, that shows us that. We come out here, we can choose our operations, so we're seeding or general management, and we can create spraying or whatever. And then you've got all your vehicles. So it's what we're going to use again. We're going to use for the first time this year for seeding. Obviously, come seeding with the chemical, you can only spray 24 hours out in front with the cereals, so it's absolutely ideal. It's also perfect for night time for whoever's on the night shift, for being able to see where they are in the paddock, what's up in front. They can just look on that. It's brilliant. So anyway, that's why I'm putting Starlink. Well, I need Starlink on my ute anyway, because it is just, as you can see, I've got my headphones on because the phone doesn't stop ringing, and when you're out in the paddock, you just need to be able to answer phone calls. But obviously there's no signal, and I've been using Starlink to do that. Dad has a mini Starlink that they use for camping, things like that. They're not using theirs at the moment, and I'm going to put that onto the seeder, and then that is going to connect to that tablet so that we can have that always live, because the issue that we found with the AgScan was that when it didn't have signal, that's when it tended to screw up. We're going to do that so it's live all the time, and then we should have no issues with it. And then the guys are working towards an app, so it'll be on the App Store, and then I believe once it gets to an app instead of a web-based program, we will be able to save your data, offline mode. So when you lose your signal, it'll keep recording, and then boop, it just pushes it to the cloud as soon as he gets signal, whereas before it was jumping, so the lines were jumping every which way. But the guys are proactive, they're very, very onto it, they're very helpful, they're always keen for a chat. So credit to them. We're going to keep using it, and I'll keep showing you guys it throughout seeding. I've got my tablet just there, which I'm going to put up on the window once I stop talking to you guys and I get this Starlink installed. So I don't think I'm going to get the Starlink installed in time, but we'll start putting some wires through and we'll just see how far we get. I've hit pause on Starlink for now. I had to go down to my house and grab that. So that's you know, the cable thing that you can go through walls. It's brilliant for going through the chassis of the car there, so that your cord, you're not having zip ties everywhere. Anyway, so I went down, got that. I also caught up with the guys because they're just chopping wood at the moment, and caught up with them, let them know the plan for the day, and also Henry. So Henry's down there spraying out just the weeds, and just looking on our JD link, we are going to be, well, we've got 250 hectares to go, and the rate we're going, now Chris won't do a full night shift, but if he did, we'll be finished by tomorrow morning, about 7 o'clock. So we need somewhere to go. So Henry's going to finish off spraying down there, and then he's going to then bring all these trucks up with Cal, and they'll get him all sorted to go over and start doing the pre-em out in the canola and Rhiannon. I am going to fill this up now so that we are all ready to roll, so that it's not all happening at once. You know, if we leave things, it'll all be, you know, we'll be needing to do it all at once. So filling it up now. I'm going to set it to agitate, and yeah, and this is ready to roll. I might as well explain exactly, you know, what we are putting in here, so you guys, you know, I'd say, oh, we're chucking Flexi in and that and this. So Ag Flow Extra is what we've got there. So that's the phosphorus. So that's going down the chute. Then also going down the same chute is the Flexi. Now we're going at 90 litres of Flexi per hectare. So Flexi is nitrogen, and we're doing such a high rate to try and avoid having to come back and spread urea in 3 weeks. So the Flexi down there will stay there, and it's readily accessible for the plant straight away. Whereas the problem we've got with urea spreading is you spread it out, it can volatilize, you've got to time it right, it's a pain in the ass. A few other farmers are doing it, so I'm giving it a go, going a higher rate of Flexi as than normal. So normally we do 40 kilos of urea, which is quite low, I suppose. Well, it's definitely quite low compared to 90 litres of Flexi. And then we're doing zinc, manganese, copper. So this is 20 grams a litre of zinc, 40 grams a litre of manganese, and 20 grams a litre of copper. And this is what we spray out foliar come broadleaf timing. And normally I put the manganese on the fert, but I've got that off there now and it's on here, so it works out cheaper. And I'm hoping it's more readily accessible. So the zinc is very good for the root growth. Manganese and copper are just in general very good for plants. It is a ammonia acid chelate, so there's a difference. There's a lot of debate about which ones work best for working for the plants to take up. Don't ask me which one's better. I honestly don't know. We're giving this one a go. We'll see how it goes. But the idea is that this is all so we're going 3 litres a hectare of this, and the idea is that it's all there ready and accessible for that plant. So as soon as it starts growing, it can just access the Flexi straight away, and it can access the nutrients straight away, which means that it's healthier earlier on. The problem we have with having to spray it foliar is we need to wait for the broadleafs to be growing. And we also need to wait for the barley and the wheat to be at the right growth stage, because you can't go too early and you can't go too late, otherwise you suffer yield penalties, which means that the plant, we're being reactive to the plant. So the plant is it's already deficient and it's suffering, so it's waiting for us to get out there to then give it what it needs to then get better. And my idea is this will hopefully mean that the plant gets it all soon. It's all ready to roll, it's looking healthier, it's looking better, and then when we come back we'll still go foliar with this stuff, just not as a higher rate, and it'll just be a top up, which will be good. Then this here, this is our, it says bayonet, but this is Fertilizer. Now this I also got on the fertilizer, and when it's dusty and it's dangerous dust. So anyway, we're going through the liquid now. The Fertilizer, now I just got it up on AgWeld, and I pulled up the label just so that I can get it all correctly for you guys. So in canola, it's good for treating blackleg, so we do get a lot of blackleg around here, which is good. In wheat, it treats streak rust, septoria, and barley's powdery mildew and scald. And yeah, I think it also works on rhizoctonia as well. So that is why we chuck that in there, just to try and help us along with everything there. So we're just going in the background there. I thought I'd just come down and have a dig at where we started. So day 3 today, as you guys know. Day 1, obviously 3 days ago. And if you look at this, now I'm not sure if you'll see that on my hand. I'll put a photo up so you can see it more clearly, because I'm pretty sure this camera's blurry. Well, it doesn't focus on that sort of stuff. We've got germination. So canola's germinated within 3 days, which is super rare for us because we seed it into moisture. Yeah, just insane, just absolutely insane. Yeah, we're gonna have canola popping up within the week, which is gonna be unreal. But yeah, that's just crazy to see canola like that. It's yeah, just fantastic. So it's nearly time for Jesse's first fill. So our time is nearly 3 o'clock, 2:30. By the time I start to fill him, it'll be about 3. Which is, it's good. We've gone for a long time, a lot longer than what I thought. Now that we've really filled the liquid up, it's just working so much better, and it's how we'll keep it now. I was originally planning with that, 90, that 100 hectare bruise, just keep it nice and simple, math simple, easy. But nah, need to go as much as we can, and that way we can get longer, less time filling, and also it's better for the night shift guy, because it means the night shift guy can go longer without maybe having to pull up early because they can't get the whole shift. Anyway, when I get down there, I've got a cone on board and some string, well, a rope. A few of you guys suggested back when we were doing one of the videos that we should get a rope and a cone and use that to get our depth on the truck. And bloody great idea, and that's what we're going to do. The reason we're doing that is because the auger is the tolerance of that auger over the hopper on the John Deere is so small that we've been going folding the auger back, and as the truck's coming we fold the auger out, which is a bit rough here. I need to get the grader out, which works fine when you've got, we've been having 3-4 people at the seeder when we're filling, but when it's Chris tonight by himself, he's not going to have a clue on how far he needs to be. So we're going to use the cone, we're going to use the rope, we're going to set it up so that it's all good for him. So thank you to you guys who suggested that. Bloody brilliant one. Right, he's all filled and done. We got 124 hectares on that load, which is absolutely brilliant. He still had another 1,000 hectares to go, so we could have stretched it to at least 135. So 130 hectares on a tank is absolutely schmicko. That's awesome. So what that means is that come night time, he'll be able to run that to about, well, I'm going to guess probably about 2 o'clock, 3 we'll do a fill, and then I'll run them to the morning, and that'll be ideal. What it also tells me is our fertiliser, we still have more room to go on that. So our fert lasts that 130 hectares. I'm just hoping that when we get to our cereals, the cereals last to 130 as well. So that'd be awesome, just do 130 hectare, tanks. Anyway, we'll figure that one out. Now we did have one issue during that load. The shoots on the augers, they're too long. Now I do want to change them. I want to cut them, but I don't want to cut them just yet because we haven't got our distance perfect just yet. That time there wasn't. Yeah, we were too close. I thought. Yeah, anyway, we were too close. I've moved my cone. I've put my string on my cone. I've made that a bit longer, so hopefully when we go for our second one tonight, it's gonna be the right length. And then at one point I'm gonna cut those shoots because they're just too long. They hang in the bin too far, and what happens is the guys don't. It's their first time filling, so I've got to give them some leeway. But the guys aren't focusing on it, and their product is reaching that chute. Filling it up, it's blocking the whole auger, it makes a horrible sound, or the chute falls off. We've had the chute fall off and we've had the auger block. So obviously I need to cut them, but I just want to wait on that one. Right, time to get up to the shed. We're going to put this one-way valve in and then we'll fill this so it's ready for our 7 o'clock fill, because it's currently 2:30. Actually it'll be 6:30 fill, because maybe it takes us that took us about 20 minutes to fill. So we want to fill and make sure we're all done so that when Chris comes out, he just jumps on and goes, not waiting around for a fill. First thing I need to do with the putting the one-way valve in is get rid of all the air. Safely. Full of fert, and I've just done the liquid. Now I've only got a 9,000 litres this time, so 100 hectare brew, because he's only going to do maybe 20, maybe 40, 30, 40, 50 hectares, something like that, so I don't need a huge amount, so that's why I only did that. So now I'm going to go down and going to park it down there, because then we're going to fill him at 6:30, then I'll catch up with Chris, because he's going to be rocking up at 7. We'll get him going, then I'll come back, I'll get this all loaded up, ready to go for the night, park it out there, and then we will see Chris tomorrow morning. Alright, well, they're just going to finish filling up with fuel. Fuel was just going a bit slow. The hose is just a tiny bit kinked over, so they've just got a little bit more to go on that. And I'm just reversing out now so that I can go and get this thing full of fert, full of liquid, bring it back down ready for Chris. Although what we've got on board, I think we'll finish this paddock. So I think he'll finish at about 3 o'clock tonight, and it's up to him tonight if he wants to fill it up himself or not. I'll leave that to him, and we'll see him in the morning. Doesn't that truck look sexy with all those side lights working? Oh, so good. And something I've never had before is lights in our fert bin, which is just crazy. So what it means, now I don't know if I'm going to be doing any shoveling tonight, but if I was to be shoveling up there, you can actually see and you don't have a torch in your mouth or somewhere, which is really nice. It's a really, really handy feature. Well, that is going to be it from me. All I'm going to do is now, let's see if we can do this. Might be a bit better. I'm going to agitate this thing now so that this is agitating. So that is off. I'm hearing noises. I think it's just the air. So that is off. That is on. That is on. Turn that on. And we will just let that idle away all night. And there's a jerry can just there, so that Chris has got a jerry can for tonight. Although, like I said, I don't think he's going to fill. Well, he should finish this paddock on what he's got. So I'm not sure if he's going to fill or not. That's up to him when he finishes. But yeah, we'll just let that agitating because I got 11,500 litres sitting in there ready to go. That is all full, ready to go. And yeah, we will look. We'll check in tomorrow and we'll see how we went. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you in the next one.